very pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving. We're at Arrow Arena this afternoon for girls varsity action as the Arrows welcome in the Dover Tornadoes in an OCC matchup. David Wilson along with Aiden Chandler and Brandon Gunder. Today's game also brought to you by Headstrom Entertainment, having unplugged fun for over 100 years. This is the Countdown to Tip-Off show. It's presented by Simonson Construction Services, serving Ashland and North Central Ohio for over 50 years. Ashland comes in at 6-0. They're the top team in the OCC, 4-0 in conference play. Dover, a very young team, 3-3. They're 2-3 in conference action. Renee Holt, of course, the head coach of the Arrows. Kyle Dummermuth is the head coach of the Tornadoes. First of a couple of meetings this year between these two conference rivals. Aiden Chandler, good to have you with us on our broadcast coverage for analysis and commentary. And the Arrows are red hot. Of course, we had a big night last night with an upset for the boys. You called that game as well. 44 points for Pax Ediger, and his sister, Megan Ediger, just hit a foul shot with 12 seconds left to help win the JV game, 33-32. So it's been a nice couple of nights and an afternoon so far.
Yeah, good stretch of basketball there for the Edigers. I'm very close with Coach Jason Hess. I was a ball boy when I was a little kid, and then I did stats for him for 7 years. Spent a lot of time around that program, and Mansfield Senior has always been a big rivalry in the eyes of Coach Hess, so it's nice to see the boys get it done last night in upset fashion, taking down a very good, a very talented Mansfield Senior basketball team. Very athletic, very good on offense, very good on defense, and in that first half they did a really good job of speeding up the Arrows, causing a lot of turnovers, wreaking some havoc, but Ashland weathered the storm. They were able to come back from down. They were down by as much as 11, and Paxton Ediger really took over there, and it was a phenomenal performance, a record-breaking performance, and Paxton's in the house. Just watched his sister hit that free throw, so pretty cool for the Ediger family.
Yeah, no question about it. Hopefully the ladies can follow suit. They won on Wednesday 64-40 over Mansfield Madison, while the Tornadoes played at West Holmes, and they dropped a 53-48 decision. Let's check those standings in the OCC, as well as our overall records. Ashland atop the conference, 6-0. They're 4-0 in conference play. New Philadelphia had that upset loss against Worcester. They are now in second place, 4-1 in the league, 6-1 overall. West Holmes coming on. They're 2-4 overall, 2-1 in the conference, though. Mansfield Madison had their 3-game winning streak snapped against Ashland. They're 4-4 overall, 3-2 in the league. Worcester, 3-4 overall now with that upset of New Philly, 2-3 in the conference. Dover, the opponent today for the Arrows, 3-3. They're 2-3 in the league. Then it's Lexington at 1-3 in the OCC, 1-5 overall. Senior 0-5 in the league, 0-7. 4 other games going on involving OCC girls varsity teams today. New Philadelphia is at Lexington. Senior is at Worcester. Sandusky visits Madison. And West Holmes is at Louisville in non-conference action. Standings and records brought to you by Whitaker Myers, providing solutions for your insurance, benefits, and wealth management needs since 1869, with offices in Ashland and Worcester. And this reminder that all season long, we're coming to you live from the Priest Dental broadcast booth. Your hometown dental leader, proud AHS alum Kevin Priest, and his team will handle all of your dental needs. We're working our way toward a tip-off in about 10 minutes from now. We'll continue our countdown to tip-off show when we continue after this brief timeout on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work. It's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Dover and Ashland this afternoon here at Arrow Arena at Ashland High School. The Arrows are 6-0, 4-0 in OCC play, trying to stay in the ranks of the unbeaten. Friends, this year when we have guests on our pregame show, they're brought to you by Whitcomb and Hess. They have your needs covered. Plan, grow, and thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. Well, anytime you come in at 6-0, there's pressure, and it builds throughout the season. It's a good kind of pressure. It's a good problem to have. But you know the teams will be gunning for you, and you know that Dover, despite being a young team, they will have a good game plan today to try to take the Arrows out of their mojo. Yeah, definitely 6-0, and after what the Arrows did last year, winning the conference, having a historic year for this program, the first conference championship in over 30 years here in Ashland, you definitely got a target on your back every single night, especially in conference play. Dover new to the OCC this year in basketball. They join in football next year, but every sport except for football in the OCC. So this is Dover's first crack at the Arrows in OCC play, looking to come in here to Ashland, upset the Arrows, try and take one from them. Ashland, obviously, a lot on their minds. They got a big game on Monday, but it's important to make sure they take care of business here. It's easy to look ahead with a very good Clear Fork team coming up Monday night, 6-0. You got to take care of business here in conference play, and then you can worry about Monday. When you look at some of the statistical numbers for Ashland so far, Aiden, they're averaging 59 points a game. Very strong offensive attack, led, of course, by Kennedy Lacey, but they're giving up 33 points a game on average, so it's a great offense to defense ratio. They're shooting pretty well from the field, 39%, but the thing that I keep coming back to, they keep their turnovers low. They have more assists on average than turnovers, 13 assists per game, only 12 giveaways. Yeah, that's always important, is taking care of the basketball. And in those early years of Coach Stimpert's reign here at Ashland, that was something that I noticed, because that's when I was in high school when she took over. A lot of turnovers for this team, and that proved, Mr. Archer, good to see you. Bob Archer here in attendance. He donated a lot of money here at Ashland for our auditorium, something that I was very involved in high school, and then has done a lot with the university here in Ashland, so good to see him. But at the start of her tenure, a lot of turnovers for the basketball team, especially those turnovers can lead to fast break and runouts for the other team, and you saw a lot of that. A lot of teams would come in here and try to speed the Arrows up, and it worked because they couldn't take care of the basketball. But now all these girls have been playing varsity basketball now for 3 or 4 years, so they're experienced. They're caught up to the speed of the game, and when you got a player like Kennedy Lacey that handles the ball for you at point guard, it makes it a lot easier for Coach Stimpert and the staff. Or Coach Holt, excuse me. Yeah, no question about it. I think she still probably answers to both, but yeah. You see the jazz band there, they will be performing at halftime as well, so you can hear them in the background here on our pregame show, and we'll carry their performance at halftime as well, getting closer to the tip-off between Ashland and Dover in the game on Wednesday, Aiden. A nice win against Mansfield-Madison, a team that came in pretty hot. The Arrows won that game 64-40. You talk about Kennedy Lacey, she's going to get her points, but they added sort of a 1-2 punch in that game on Wednesday night with Madison Hoffman sort of just having a breakout second half. She finished with a season-high 21 points. She's averaging 13 a game. So teams know that if they try and take Kennedy Lacey away, they're going to have to contend with some other weapons as well.
And all Ohio a season ago, Madison Hoffman shoots the 3 ball at 32%, so she can knock it down from anywhere on the floor. And that's the thing with Kennedy Lacey. Kennedy drives, gets into the paint. Everyone's going to crash on her because Kennedy can score at will in the paint. So when teams crash on Kennedy, that typically leaves shooters open. Grace Tobias does a nice job of knocking down threes every once in a while. Josie Van Tilburg off the bench can hit the 3 ball too. And Madison Hoffman, obviously a deadly shooter from 3-point range. So this team's got a lot of weapons, and it can be a different person every night. Obviously, Madison Hoffman was the one to step up in that close game at the half on Wednesday. But that's the thing. It's hard to guard this team because it's someone different every single time.
Well, we are getting closer to tip-off. Ashland and Dover. Our Simonson Construction Countdown to Tip-Off show will continue in just a moment as the Arrows look to go 7-0. We'll be back with more thoughts on our pregame show in just a moment on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Ashland is
Friends, the official watch location for Arrows Athletics is the South Street Grill, your home to catch Arrows Athletics if you aren't able to attend in person. South Street will carry Arrows basketball all season long in the lower level bar area. Teams are warming up, getting ready for the national anthem here in just a couple of minutes. Time to check our injury report. Brought to you by Fickus Furniture. No need for the big box stores. Fickus Furniture has your needs covered. Ashland, a pretty healthy team right now, Aiden. And for the Dover side, only one player, Savannah Blind, a freshman guard who does see some action. She's coming back out of a concussion, is active, but Kyle Dummermuth saying he didn't know how many minutes she might see today. So overall, both teams pretty healthy.
That's always good to see, especially earlier in the season, about midway through that conference schedule, approaching that point at least. And for Ashland, on that bench, you got a little bit of experience, but at the same time, you've got a lot of young, inexperienced varsity players on that bench. So you want to try and do your best to stay healthy, and I know that you condition for that all offseason to make sure you do so.
Kyle Dummermuth in his sixth year. He's 61 and 56 overall. And I want to get this in. We'll talk about it a little more during the game. But Dover is coming off a spring in which they won a state softball championship. Two of their players played on that state championship. He was saying during the week that was just a great thing for the community and the school, just to sort of bring about that winning atmosphere.
Yeah, I got to throw in this little plug here. When I was in high school, my golf team, when I was on the varsity team, we won the OCC 3 times. We went to the state championship 3 years in a row, my sophomore through senior year. And winning a state championship, obviously, that's the pinnacle. That's the hardest thing to do in high school sports. And it's impressive anytime you can bring a state championship trophy back to your high school.
They won that game in decisive fashion against Holland Springfield 10-0 up at Firestone Stadium in Akron.
That's dominant.
Well, our national anthem is presented by Chandler Systems Incorporated, locally owned and operated right here in Ashland for over 40 years. We'll listen in now for the playing of our Star Spangled Banner. Well done by the AHS Jazz Band. Now time to check our starting lineups for today's game. They're brought to you by Truly Inspired Paper Company for all your paper needs, from wedding invitations to business cards and everything in between. Truly Inspired Paper Company in Ashland and Loudondale. First for the Tornadoes, 3-3 overall, 2-3 in the OCC. Olivia McHugh will start in the post. She's 5'7" and a junior, averaging 4 points a game. Jenna Feste is the point guard. She's 5'7" and a sophomore. A scoring point, she averages 11. Caitlin Sines will start in the backcourt. She's 5'5" and a senior. She puts in 4 a game. Ansley Bolin, a 5'8" senior, will play at a wing position. She is their leading scorer at 15 per game and the top returning scorer off a team that went 16-5 last year. Ariana Emmel will round out the lineup. She's a 5'5" sophomore forward, averaging 2.5 points but 6 rebounds per game. McHugh and Feste, Sines, Bolin, and Emmel starting for Dover. The Arrows, under Renee Holt, will counter with Madison Hoffman at one guard. She's a 5'10" senior, averaging 13. Grace Tobias, the senior, 5'4". She'll start at a guard spot. Kennedy Lacey will start at one forward position, 5'10". She's a junior, pumping in 21 a game, comes into this afternoon's contest with 850 career points. CeCe Sturry, the shooting guard, 5'5". She's a junior, averaging 36% behind the arc, 4 points per game. Cameron Cox will start in the post. She is a 6'1" senior, averaging just under a double-double with 9 points and 10 rebounds. So those are your starting lineups for today's game, the Arrows and the Tornadoes. Aiden, let's check those keys to the game.
Yeah, for the Arrows, I think it's what they talk about all season long. They got to play their style of basketball. Now, Dover, a very good defensive team, holding their opponents to 36 points a game. Ashland scoring 59 points a game, but they got to make sure they do what they control the controllables. They take care of the basketball. They box out, get rebounds, get second chance opportunities. And I think they'll be in good shape today against a good Dover team, but obviously Ashland off to a really good start. They're clicking, firing on all cylinders. For Dover, they're going to have to slow down Ashland's offense. It starts by stopping Kennedy Lacey. Forcing someone else to beat you today is the recipe for taking down this Arrows team, and no one's been able to do that so far this season.
Those are the keys to the game. As you see the Arrows getting introduced here. Keys to the game brought to you by your hometown vision leader, Ashland Eye Care. Proud AHS alum Dan Denbo will handle all your vision needs. Well, the gentleman assigned to call this game, brought to you by your hometown barbershop, 419 Barbershop in downtown Ashland. Matt and his team have all your hair care needs covered. It will be John Torrey Reese, Ray Hall, and Mike Schrock to make the impartial calls in this afternoon's game. Arrows in their white uniforms, the Crimson Tornadoes in there. What else? Crimson uniforms. Away we go into today's game. Kennedy Lacey misses the shot. Got her own miss, though, for her first rebound of the game, and the Arrows reset. This is Hoffman, and she'll turn it over as she stutter-stepped into the lane. Took too many steps. Our tip-off and team color served up by Linway Restaurant. Quality food and fine service since 1951.
I think one thing just to mention here for those of you that have been following along all season, 850 points by Kennedy Lacey. Kylie Radaball, a 2018 grad here at Ashland High School, the leading scorer of this program with 1,150 points in her career.
Saw a long-standing record fall last night when Pax Ediger scored his 44. First possession for the Tornadoes, and a blocked shot by Kennedy Lacey, who came in and swatted the shot away from Jenna Feste. It'll stay Dover ball under the basket.
A nice job there on help side defense by Cameron Cox. Get a hand up and swat that one out of play.
Do get it into Feste. Dover, a very young team. As we mentioned, just one significant scorer back from a team that won 16 games a year ago. Nice skip pass. The three ball not there. And McHugh with the rebound and the putback. That's her first basket, the first of the game, and it's 2-0 visitors early here in the first quarter. Our first quarter action brought to you by Comfort Control. Cox underneath, got the friendly roll. And we are tied.
Yeah, I'd like to see Cameron Cox get going early here. Obviously, 9 points average per game, 13 points is her game high. This season, she was a prolific scorer a season ago. She's done a better job at delegating, moving the ball, but I'd like to see her get going today.
Wide open three, not there for Bolin. They ran down the rebound. The defense being played by Hoffman there, but they called her on a reach-in foul. That'll be her first and the team's first.
A lot of fouls called last night in that boys game against Senior High.
And it sort of snowballed as the game wore on. More and more fouls were called late as they tried to keep control of it.
Kind of dictated the game, though. Mansfield didn't hit their free throws. Ashland was able to knock those free throws down in the clutch moments.
Cox playing some good defense at half court and finally comes up with the steal. It's a turnover. Spin move in the lane, missed the finger roll, and the rebound controlled by Ainsley Bolin. Ashland could not convert off the good defense played by Cox, and it's still 2-2. Emmel drives down to the baseline, shut off by Hoffman. She forced her to throw it away. Another turnover by the Tornadoes, and this is Lacey driving right to the hoop, and she knocks it down.
And that's where this Arrow team has really improved, is on the defensive end of the basketball. You see Grace Tobias in the passing lane. Dover makes a pass, Grace Tobias right there to steal it away. A fast break layup for the Arrows.
Signs holds up the ball, lobs it down low. They got it to Festi. Her shot was blocked by Cox and got her with the foul as well. Her first, team second. That will result in free throws for Jenna Festi. 11-point average. She is shooting 60% from the line. Dover in that game that they lost on Wednesday against West Holmes, they got down 10-0 in that game. So they're trying to get off to a little better start.
My sister was in high school. She graduated here 2015. She played basketball here under head coach Jason Snow. Then at the time, West Holmes, obviously always the powerhouse there. Rich tradition over there in Millersburg.
Pull up three. Festi knocks it down. That's her first basket of the day. She averages just under 30%. 5-4 Tornadoes. First quarter action. 3 minutes gone by. Cox driving. Sturry for three on the left. No. The rebound ripped down by Maddie Minnis, who is in the game for the first time, her first board. She averages 5 rebounds a game for Dover.
I really like that look, though. Nice find by Cameron Cox, finding a wide open CC Sturry.
Turnover as Blind's pass is intercepted, and Tobias will take it to the other end. 6'5" Ashland, already 3 turnovers for Dover. They average 18 a game. That's somewhat symptomatic of a young team. Emmel to Minnis. Looking to get rid of it. Good defense being played by Cox, and a steal by Hoffman, but she throws it away. And they're on the deck for it, and a traveling violation was called. So the third turnover against Ashland. The ball was secured by Ainsley Bolin, but then she was called for traveling as there was a collision. Actually, that was Savannah Blind who got the ball back.
They're going to say it's Dover basketball?
They called the travel. I think the officials are going to...
Yeah, just a little bit of confusion.
Yes. So, yeah, it'll go to Ashland. Sturry to inbound to Lacey. Lacey, the pull-up on the run, no. And Festi yanks down the rebound, her first.
Nice job by Cameron Cox to seal her defender down there. Kennedy Lacey just unable to get it to go.
6-5 Arrows. Not a turnover so far. Festi nearly threw it away. Signs kept it in bounds. This is Bolin. Festi to drive. Had the ball knocked away and ripped away by Kennedy Lacey. They called the jump ball. So the tie-up will, I believe, leave it with the Tornadoes.
Almost got another steal there. Would have been the 6th turnover for Dover, excuse me. Olivia McHugh and Ansley Bolin back into the game for the Tornadoes.
Some Suds substitutions. 3:28 to go in the first. Driving McHugh. Nice kick out for Festi, but she missed the 3. And Story comes down with the rebound. Arrows on the attack. Tobias into the lane. Forces it up there. It will not go in. But she got fouled. And we'll have a chance at the line. They'll get Festi on the foul.
Grace Tobias doing a nice job to get into the paint there. Almost got that one to go. Would have been a nice finish through contact there, but regardless, you head to the line, got a chance at 2. Try and grow this lead here about midway through the first quarter.
Josie Van Tilburg is in the game for Ashland, and I see that Haley Hartman is about to check in as well. Hoffman was out. She's back in.
It's the first made free throw of the season for Grace Tobias, now 1 for 2 early in the 2025-2026 campaign, now 2 for 3.
That makes it 8-5 after the 2 made free throws. Tobias up to 4 points on the afternoon. Still early, getting warmed up here. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Here at Arrow Arena. This is Klasner in for Dover. Renee Holt was lobbying for a travel call. Festi saves it in bounds, but the Arrows get it. That's another turnover. Half a dozen now for Dover. It's Lacey, 1-on-2. Tried to use the window, and it goes off the mark. And Klasner down with the board. She is a freshman.
Josie Van Tilburg does a really good job for Coach Holt's team, speeding up whoever she's guarding when they have the ball in their hands. She's a real nice spark off the bench for this Ashland team.
That is Bolin, who knocks down her first basket from distance. That makes it 8-8. Tobias along the baseline. Van Tilburg open on the right. Missed everything. They do try to save it in bounds, and it goes to Klasner. 2 minutes to go. We're tied at 8 here. Dover coming in, trying to compete and potentially upset the top team in the OCC. This is McHugh. Low left block. Tried to kick it out for 3, and they turn it over.
Arrow's doing a nice job defensively early on, just kind of slow to get started here on offense, averaging 59 points a game, only 8 here with just under 2 minutes left to go, but forced 7 turnovers so far. Keep doing what you're doing defensively. Find out how to make it work on the offensive end. Kennedy Lacey, obviously, slow to get going here today, only 2 points. We'll see what they can do here on this offensive possession.
Hoffman looks to force the action, tries to throw it into the post, and Cox is fouled. I believe that'll go against McHugh. Kyle Dummermuth is the head coach. He is a Dover graduate and coached in some different capacities, both boys and girls basketball, for 9 years in the district before assuming the head coach role 6 years ago. Hoffman a little fadeaway. Cox saves it. Van Tilburg plays it back to Hoffman. Now Cox in a crowd underneath, uses the left hand, no. And the rebound pulled down by Ansley Bolin.
Couple good looks there for the Arrows, just can't get anything to fall here.
8-8. Driving Immel, shut off by Van Tilburg. As you mentioned a moment ago, pretty good defense there. Down low, Signs. Bad pass inside, another TO. Comes Story now. Hoffman, a long 3. Not there. Another rebound for the Tornadoes. That was Immel's first. We're under a minute to go now.
Yeah, low scoring affair here in Arrow Arena, but it's always good to face adversity, especially early on in the season. We'll see how Coach Holt's team responds here to end the first quarter and then early in the second.
Ariana Immel forcing the action, shooting off the run. Cox took a hit. No whistle on the contact. The ball out of bounds. I think it'll go to Ashland.
They called a foul there, actually. JT Reese, longtime Mansfield senior basketball coach, had a lot of good years at the helm of the Tigers. Now an official, does a very good job.
They called McHugh on the foul, so they did whistle that. Cox ended up on the deck, but she's all right.
It looks like Maddie Minnis back in the game for Dover.
Wears number 50 in the Crimson uniforms. Van Tilburg to Lacey coming off a screen. Driving, shooting. Soft touch, but it won't fall. And Minnis with the rebound. That's her second.
Yeah, Arrows, I sound like a broken record, but just can't get anything going here offensively. Ice cold from the field to start this game.
This is Caitlin Sines. Plays it over to Immel. And now back to Sines. Dribbles it off her foot. Cox has it, heaves it, and missed it. So the quarter ended with the 9th turnover for Dover, but they are right in this game as we are tied at 8 apiece. We'll get second quarter play-by-play going when we come right back after this timeout on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network presented by Sarver Paving.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Welcome back to Arrow Arena. We're ready for second quarter action. It is Arrows basketball. We're tied 8-8. David Wilson along with Aiden Chandler. There's Hoffman forcing the action. Drew a triple team and drew the foul as well. So we'll start the second quarter with free throws. Ansley Bolin, the senior, picks up her first foul, the team's first this quarter.
To the Connery Manufacturing free throw line goes Madison Hoffman, and Dover there in that first quarter kind of doing exactly what I talked about in the pregame. The key to victory, slow down Kennedy Lacey. She only had 2 points in that first quarter. Now, granted, the Arrows, we talked about it during the break, getting a lot of good looks, just can't get anything to go down. Madison Hoffman knocking down the first free throw, looking to grow the Arrow lead. Unfortunately, can't do so.
Immel the rebound. Free throws brought to you by Connery Manufacturing, your wastewater equipment leader, locally owned for over 40 years.
Yeah, 9 rebounds for Dover in that first quarter, 4 for the Arrows. The Arrows able to muster 6 steals, however, 9 turnovers for the Tornadoes, only 3 for Ashland.
Cox disrupts that play by knocking the ball out of bounds. It'll be a sideline inbound for Dover, almost in the corner. Lacey guarding the inbounder, which is Bolin. He's looking for help. Immel comes to the ball. So we're at 9-8 right now, with the Arrows up by 1 after the Hoffman free throw. Low scoring affair. This is exactly what Dover would have drawn up as far as a start in this game. Immel driving, and the ball blocked by Hoffman. So the rejection. Lacey had a block earlier. We'll get our Sarver Paving replay here and see Hoffman with the block shot. Immel into the corner. Bolin brings it out, trying to get some space. Got the flyby for Cox with the pump fake, but still was moving, so they called the travel. Pretty good move there. Would have had a pretty decent look if not for the extra drag of the pivot foot.
Yeah, Arrows got lucky there. That would have been a really nice look for 2 for Dover. A chance to take their first lead of the contest if that would have gone down.
Still 9-8, Ashland. Second quarter, Tobias guarded by Festi. Cox muscles it up, won't go. Minnis down with her 3rd rebound. She's a freshman post off the bench.
Arrows just look uncomfortable on the offensive end. Not able to get anything going down there. Look for Kennedy Lacey to get active here soon in the second quarter.
Pretty good man-to-man defense being played on both ends. Neither team in double figures yet. That might have been a travel as well. 11 on the day. And Kyle Dummermuth was saying they lost 4 3-year starters off of last year's team. That's a lot to replace.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing about high school, obviously, is these coaches are constantly getting new athletes year in and year out. A lot of turnover for this Dover team. They're doing a good job here early on, though, against an undefeated Ashland Arrow team.
Story cuts to the basket, leaves a pass off for Lacey, but goes off her leg and out of bounds. Turnover, Ashland.
Group substitution here for Dover. Number 0, Olivia McHugh back into the game. Number 32, Savannah Blind. And number 34, I believe, Anna Klasener.
Sid Suds is your go-to for all your power washing needs with superheated water. Trying to get it across, they do. And then a reach-in foul. Cox will pick up her second. Sort of an ill-advised hack right there.
Tried to get her hand on the basketball, just unfortunately grabbed the wrist there. Cam Cox has to be careful here with 6:02 left to play still here in the first half.
They darn near forced a 10-second violation. And Dover fortunate there. They'll throw it to McHugh over the top. Now she's inside, shoots it over to Tobias and banks it home. Olivia McHugh with 4 points. Pretty good move. They had a mismatch and took advantage of it. And they are indeed up 10-9 now on the Arrows. Van Tilburg to Lacey. She goes to work, gets into the lane, spin move. Off the rim, no. Van Tilburg has the rebound. Lacey will try from 3. Not there. Over with the rebound. What do we have underneath?
I think out of bounds. It's going to be Arrow basketball on the baseline.
Well, the rebound was grabbed by Savannah Blind, but then she lost it out of bounds. That'll go down as a turnover, number 12.
Yeah, you mentioned they average 18 a game, and that's definitely on the high side of things. They're going to surpass that today if they keep going.
Catch and shoot 3, Sturry, jackpot.
There we go. There could be the spark the Arrows need. A nice shot by CC Sturry. 64 career threes coming into today's game. She had 5 against Mansfield Senior earlier this season.
She's in the scoring column, and it's 12-10 Ashland. That was a thing of beauty, nothing but net. Trap down on the post. They do get it out to Signs. Savannah Blind to the glass, got free, and she lays it up and in.
That was a really nice take there by Savannah Blind. Kind of brings the ball over the defender and able to finish at the rim.
Lacey on the run, no. And Blind down with the rebound. She'll get a quick double team in the backcourt. The ball is loose, players on the floor. Blind now with 3, make it 2 rebounds and 2 points. Signs thought about the 3 and fires an entry pass in. I'll tell you, Savannah Blind is getting knocked all over the court. She ended up on the floor, and that's a pass out of bounds. It'll go back to Ashland.
Nice hustle play down there on the other end by both teams. Josie Van Tilburg for the Arrows diving on the floor, unable to get the ball, but able to get back on defense. Force another turnover. That's 13 now for Dover.
Lacey, nice pass. Shot blocked out of bounds. Give the block to Signs. Short circuit that play. By the way, all 3-pointers brought to you by BB&C Car Care. Don't walk. Keep your car running smoothly with regular oil changes at BB&C Car Care. Tobias swings it left to Story, who hit the 3 earlier. Van Tilburg, Tobias, Story from the left side this time, in and out.
Great ball movement there by the Arrows. Another great look for CC Sturry, just in and out. Offense starting to click a little gelling more, moving the ball very well, getting even better looks than they did in that first quarter.
Dover will counter with a 3 of their own. Not there for Bolin. Sturry came down with the board.
Kennedy Lacey gets one to go. She's up to 4.
They ran the court very well that time. The Arrows heating up. They're up 14-12.
Got to get a stop down here. I know it's early in this contest. 3:32 left to go here in the second quarter, but big possession here for the Arrow defense.
Caitlin Signs, guarded by Tobias. Working on the dribble, top of the key. Bad pass, and it's saved inbounds, stolen away. Arrows have it. They force another turnover. Sturry to Hoffman. She will attack. Little 8-footer. Down the hatch it goes. off the dribble. That's her first field goal. She has 3 points.
Now, the Mount Union commit getting the Arrows a 4-point lead. I believe that's their biggest lead of the game.
Right now it's 16-12 and a steal. Sturry picked the pocket. They got it to Lacey. She's hammered going up. The foul will go against Klaserner. It'll be her first. And so we have 2:47 to go before halftime. This team's kind of laboring through this first half, but the Arrows starting to see a little bit of separation.
And Coach Holt's definitely got to be happy with the defensive effort here in the first half. Forcing 15 turnovers and a half is always impressive as a defense. Still 2:47 to go. Couldn't get up to that 18. Who knows?
Lacey now has 5 points. She's back at the free throw line for some Connery Manufacturing free throws. 17-12.
6 substitutions here for both teams. Dover with 3 players coming into the game, and then for the Arrows, it's number 21, Kaya Hendershot, and number 25, Bailey Hartman.
Super subs off the bench. Shot good by Lacey. She has half a dozen now. Scored 27 in the game against Madison, her season high.
Kennedy Lacey, when she was a little younger, every time she'd shoot free throws, it was more of a line drive. She's doing a better job. She's worked on her shot in the offseason, getting a little more arc.
Corner pocket 3, way off the mark, and Lacey will get a rebound here. They'll advance the ball quickly. Sturry near the foul line had it stripped away, and it's stolen away, and then a foul is going to be called against Sturry, I believe, going after it. Festi came up with the ball. That'll be turnover number 5 against the Arrows, and then Sturry compounds the problem with the foul. Her first, team second.
Not anywhere near the bonus yet, so doesn't hurt you, but if anything, I mean, it slows down Dover, allows you to get into your defense if you're the Arrows.
There she steals it. Nice takeaway.
What a pass.
That's Lacey.
What
Easy
a pass.
finish.
Nice job by Cece Sturry. Gets the steal, looks up court, and right there, Kennedy Lacey able to put a layup home.
Give the assist to Sturry there, and now the Arrows up 20-12 as they continue this run of 8-0. We're tied at 12. Festi surveying the defense. Nice pass down low. Kick out for Signs. In and out. Kennedy Lacey, another board. And she'll take it right down the middle of the court. Stops and pops. No, off the front rim, and the rebound pulled down by Festi. That's her second.
Saying Festi's name a lot so far here in this first half, David. She's all over the place, hustling right now for Coach Dummermuth.
One of their most athletic players, but she traveled with it that time. Well, when you have more turnovers than points, that is always going to cause a lot of consternation for the head coach.
Absolutely, 17 turnovers at a half. Not even at the half yet. It's definitely going to be a big talking point for Coach Dummermuth in the locker room. Girls, we got to take care of the basketball. This Ashland team is way too good for us to continue to give them the basketball. We need to do a good job of slowing them down on the offensive end, but when we're on offense, we got to slow down, take care of the ball, and get good looks. They're not getting good offensive looks here.
Hoffman, rebound for Hendershot. Now a steal. Now the turnover for the Arrows, and who came up with it? Festi. 3 ball from way downtown, hung up on the iron for a long time, put back by Menace, not there. And the rebound for Kaya Hendershot. Here come the Arrows now. Nice spin move. Lacey bought some space, then got bumped. She'll go to the line for 2 with 36 seconds left here in the quarter. Menace guilty of the foul. And quite honestly, you watch Dover run their offense. They've had some pretty good kickouts, trying to play inside-out basketball, and they've had some pretty good looks that just haven't gone in.
They're getting a lot of good looks from 3, but you like to see Ashland does a good job of getting in the paint and finishing at the rim. I'm sure Coach Dummermuth wants to see his team get into the paint, finish at the rim, and then that continues to allow you to kick out to your 3-point shooters and hopefully knock some threes down and get back in this contest.
Connery Manufacturing threes for Lacey. If she hits this one, it'll be a 10-0 run.
Yeah, it was 8-8 at the end of this first quarter. The Ashland offense starting to come alive here late in the first half.
She's in double figures now with 10 points. 36 seconds left. Dover ball, 22-12, Ashland. Feste throws it into a crowd, and now Dover has numbers. Emmel, she got fouled. Story came flying in, a little out of control there, and picks up her second foul.
Yeah, Ashland sold out there, trying to get the trap at half court, and that left 2 Dover players wide open as 3 players surrounded the Dover offensive player there.
Story comes out. Baseline right for the inbound. They get it to Maddie Minnis. Back to Emmel. Swing it to Feste on the left. Drives on Van Tilburg. 15 seconds left in the quarter. 22-12 Ashland. Ball knocked away. Almost a backcourt violation, and it is a steal. Hartman came up with it. They get it to Van Tilburg. 2 seconds to go. It's Lacey to the rim at the buzzer. That's the way the second quarter will end. A dozen for Lacey. They capitalize off the late turnover. 24-12. Ashland scored the final 12 points of the second quarter.
And 10 second quarter points for Kennedy Lacey. That is in part to why this lead has grown to 12. For the Arrows heading into the locker room, a nice second quarter there by Ashland after a slow start.
Well, you talk about defensive effort, Aiden. They only gave up 4 points in the entire second quarter and have a 24-12 lead here at halftime at Arrow Arena. Great job really taking advantage of those turnovers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Coach Holt, she did it in her college days. She did it in her high school days at Crestview. She loves the fast-paced offense, running in transition, getting good looks at the rim, and that's what the Arrows are doing here. They've done it all season long, and they're continuing to do it, and that's why they've been able to grow this lead to 12, doing a good job on capitalizing with those turnovers of Dover.
Time to enjoy the Jazz Band. It's brought to you by Bill Harris Dealerships with locations in Ashland and Loudonville, from Cleveland to Chevrolet to Ford. Could be in Cleveland, I guess. From Chevrolet to Ford to Dodge to Jeep, and quality-powered pre-owned vehicles as well. Bill Harris Dealerships is your one-stop shop. Enjoy the Jazz Band. We'll be back with more on our halftime show coming up. Well, what a great job by the Jazz Band. Again, brought to you by the Bill Harris dealerships. We appreciate their great sponsorship here on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. We are at halftime. David Wilson along with Aiden Chandler, Brandon Gunder at the controls. The Arrows leading this one 24-12. Quite a turnaround in that second quarter. Aiden, I know you have some stats and maybe some of the numbers that would explain that nice run.
Yeah, really the second quarter story told by Kennedy Lacey's 10 points. She had 10 points there in the second quarter, 12 points in the first half. She was 4 of 4 from the free throw line, pulled in 3 rebounds. Madison Hoffman with 3, Grace Tobias with 2. Grace Tobias 2 steals, a rebound as well, 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. Kaya Hendershot with 2 rebounds off the bench. Cece Sturry has 2 rebounds, 2 steals, knocked down a big three-pointer that kind of got that run started for the Arrows. Bailey Hartman, 2 steals off the bench. Cameron Cox, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks, a 2-pointer, and a steal for the Arrows. Only 6 turnovers there in the first half for Ashland, 11 rebounds. They shot 88% from the free throw line. Dover, on the other hand, pulled in 16 rebounds, so out-rebounding the Arrows, but 0 of 2 from the free throw line, and really the story of that first half for them offensively, 18 turnovers.
Yeah, so your leading scorers in the game, and when you look at Dover, they only had 4 players that scored, and they were led by the 4 points of Olivia McHugh, while Kennedy Lacey pulled in 12. Our third quarter will be brought to you by Comfort Control, and again, checking that Simonson Construction scoreboard, Ashland 24 and Dover 12.
David, I just got a quick question for you. I know you've done a lot of basketball games. How cool is the environment with the Jazz Band playing here at Arrow Arena?
You know, I'll tell you, I'm surprised that more schools don't do it. It's not very common to have any kind of pep band, let alone a jazz band like this. It just adds so much to the atmosphere and the enjoyment and the overall excitement in the arena. Great job by Zane Alleman and all the students. Well, a turnover to start play here in the third quarter for Dover. Ashland moving left to right now, and a tie-up underneath. It'll stay Arrows ball. Next turnover will go to Dover.
It's just so impressive how well the Arrows do of getting a hand in the passing lane. It seems like almost every time Dover makes a pass, Ashland's getting a hand on it, or at least getting close to getting a hand on it and poking it away.
Lacey spins and knocks down the shot. She has 14.
Can anyone in the OCC stop Kennedy Lacey?
You know, just a great job of buying space with those spin moves.
She's so athletic and so fast. It's hard to stay in front of her.
Yeah, and good elevation on those shots. Very technically sound. Backing down, nice move underneath by Bolin, but could not get the bucket to fall. McHugh, an offensive rebound, and then an assist. And Bolin puts it in. She has 5. So McHugh, a nice job. 26-14. Ball loose and turned over underneath the basket.
Really nice pass there by Kennedy Lacey inside of Cameron Cox. Just loses it trying to make a move in the post.
Bolin will back out. Ainsley Bolin, she's a senior, top returning scorer, one of their best shooters. She works her way down. Little scoop shot won't go. Lacey with the rebound. Here come the Arrows. Hoffman underneath. Tobias with the finish.
What a find by Madison Hoffman. This team is so unselfish. Madison Hoffman could have easily tried to take that to the rim, drawn some contact, and maybe head to the free throw line. Instead, she finds a wide open Tobias for 2.
Festi, nice pass down low to Emmel. Kicks it out. Again, Signs wants to drive, draws a double team and got fouled. I think they'll get Hoffman on the foul, and Caitlin Signs goes to the line for 2 shots. Second foul on Hoffman.
Coach Holt there on the sidelines telling Madison Hoffman to just jump straight up, don't jump into her. Something you learn at a very young age. Madison Hoffman going for the blocks there. Fortunately, Caitlin Signs headed to the Connery Manufacturing free throw line.
Signs with her first point on that made foul shot, 28-15. Coach Dummermuth said Signs is the epitome of the player you want to build your program around.
Yeah, it's kind of how things started here in Ashland with Kennedy Lacey.
Not there on the second foul shot, but knocked out of bounds. And Dover will keep it. This is a chance for them to maybe have a 3 or 4 point trip down the court. 6:05 to go, third quarter. McHugh kicks it out. This is Klasner back to McHugh and blocked out of bounds by Cox. That should be her third block of the game.
Absolutely nice job there by Cameron Cox, tallest player on the floor. Always like to have 6'1" in the post, defensively and offensively, in girls basketball.
Jenna Feste throws it into McHugh. Anna Klasner. Back to Feste now. 28-15 Ashland. Taken over since a 12-12 tie. Signs plays it off to Boland. She's their leading scorer. Shut off by Cox. Close range pass is picked off by Hoffman. Ahead to Cox running the floor, misses the left-hand layup. Feste down with the rebound. Ashland walks away empty-handed there despite the point-blank look. 5:16 to go now in the third. Klasner swings it over to Signs. Actually, that's Feste. Down low, it's McHugh. Pump fake, but then didn't take advantage of it. Still fights her way up and scores. McHugh with 6 points.
Nice work down there by Olivia McHugh in the post on Cameron Cox. Cuts it to an 11-point arrow lead.
She's a junior. Lacey baseline. And McHugh the rebound. 4:38 on the clock. Third quarter action here. Simonson Construction scoreboard shows the arrows up by 11. Feste right down the lane. From about 12, got her own miss, and then uses the glass and banks it in.
Yeah, Coach Holt wisely taking a timeout there. Connery Manufacturing timeout. Connery Manufacturing for your pump system needs. Dover starting to figure out some things on both the defensive end and the offensive end, trimming this Ashland lead to 9.
Kennedy Lacey with 14. And Olivia McHugh with 6. We mentioned they won the softball state championship in the spring over Holland Springfield 10-0. McHugh was 1 for 3 in that game with a double. And Ariana Emmel was 1 for 3 with an RBI. So they have 2 players on the court today who played big roles and had hits in a softball state championship. Dover will next see action at Tri-Valley on Monday, 7:30. And Ashland will be on the road at Clear Fork. 7:15 game on Monday night. That's going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah, that's a big game for Ashland. Clear Fork used to be in the Ohio Cardinal Conference, so an old OCC rivalry renewed. Potentially 2 undefeated teams facing off on Monday night in the Valley. Should be a good one, but again, Ashland's got to take care of business here. Slow to get started here, only 4 points in this second half. Dover winning the third quarter 7-4, 4:16 left to go.
It is Ashland ball on the restart. Here they come. First timeout taken by either team. 5 left for Dover, now 4 for Ashland. There's Lacey underneath.
Kennedy Lacey just able to score at will. Such a potent offensive player. Such a potent player regardless on both ends to have on your squad.
Feste for 3. A little too strong. Ball knocked out of bounds by Hoffman. Feste let it fly. 30-19. I think Dover will have to hit a couple of those to get back in this game.
Yeah, if they start doing it though, Arrows better watch out because they're getting a lot of wide open looks from 3.
Nice jump stop in the lane by Boland. Just stopped on a dime and had an easy layup. She has 7 points. 30-21. The lead is in single digits now. Madison Hoffman works down the right side and banks it up and in. Those bank shots brought to you by Coldwell Banker Ward Real Estate. For all of your real estate needs, located right here in Ashland, Ohio.
A nice finish there by All-Ohioan from a season ago, Madison Hoffman. That's why she's going on to play at the next level.
32-21. Wide open three-point shooter. Feste, extra pass. Boland misses. But right underneath, the putback is up and good for Savannah Blind. She has 4 points and 3 rebounds.
Madison Hoffman trying to take over here.
Now blocked by Bolin on the Hoffman drive. 32-23. That was a nice defensive play. High post. This is Menace driving. Left it a little strong off the glass. Cam Cox with the board, her first of the second half. Hoffman launches for three. Yes.
Bingo. Bingo. Slow first half in terms of three-point shooting for this Arrow team. They shoot it at 31% on the year coming into today's contest. CC Sturry hit a big one in that first half, and now Madison Hoffman with a big one as Dover was starting to creep back.
Three's brought to you by BB&C Car Care. 35-23 now. Hoffman with 8. Ball's loose, and Blind picks it up for Dover. Menace, the spin move, missed it. Got her own miss. Second effort not there, and Cox clears.
And a turnover there for the Arrows.
So trying to move it up court. I have that for 8. Said substitutions coming in. I see Hartman is checked in and Van Tilburg.
For Dover, number 0, Olivia McHugh back into the game. She's got 6 points and 4 rebounds for the Tornadoes.
12-point game toward the end of the third quarter. Remember, this Dover team took New Philadelphia to overtime. Festi to McHugh. Drives. Got under the hoop. Little fadeaway action. No, and they'll get an on-the-back foul called against Bolin.
Nice job there by Josie Van Tilburg to box out. Ansley Bolin draws a foul. Ashland will take over here on offense.
So that's her second. And their first here of the third quarter. Fouls have really not been a factor. Only 1 on each team during this third quarter.
It's rewarding when that's the case. You get to watch the teams play.
There's Lacey, 15 feet out, knocks down the shot, nothing but net, 18 for her. Backed up to a 14-point lead now, Aiden.
Never a fan of when the refs try and take control of the game, and this crew doing a great job here tonight. Really clean basketball, though, from both teams on the defensive end.
Lacey down with the rebound, nice looking shot, but wouldn't go in for Bolin, and Lacey now driving, and she will go off the glass with the left hand, and she knocks it down, 20 points.
2 points after 1 quarter of play for Kennedy Lacey. She's up to 18 since then.
So, 42 seconds left in the third. Quick flurry here by Ashland. Reverse layup by Festi, won't go down. Dover will keep it. 20 for Lacey now, 39-23. That's a quick 7-0 run by Ashland.
Yeah, Dover really started to claw back. Whatever Coach Dummermuth said to the team in the locker room, it worked at the start of this third quarter, but Ashland slowly taking control of this game again.
Bolin misses from 3. Lacey another rebound. The run out goes to Cox, and she will bank it up and in. Give Lacey the assist after the rebound.
Like to see the center for your team running the floor, getting a transition layup. Good find by Lacey, good finish by Cameron Cox.
Now 41-23, 18-point lead, the largest of the game for Ashland. Arrows undefeated, trying to stay that way here on their home court. McHugh, he works on Lacey and Cox, and a block. Goes out of bounds. Cam Cox with another block shot.
Number 4 for Cameron Cox in the blocks department this afternoon. Good help side defense there. Kennedy Lacey did a good job to stay in front. That would have been a tough finish.
She came into the game, Aiden, with a last-second 3. It rattles out. Brings us to the end of the third quarter. Cam came in today with 7 blocks on the season.
Yeah.
So she's having quite a day defensively. 41-23 your score after 3 quarters. The all-important fourth quarter is coming up. The Arrows cruising here at home, and we'll be back in just a moment on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Well, our fourth quarter is brought to you by Comfort Control. We're glad you're with us this Saturday afternoon for Arrows basketball and the Arrows Broadcasting Network, brought to you by Sarver Paving. We're underway here in the fourth. Arrows will try and get this one to the finish line. Catch and shoot three. Bolin too strong. Battle for the board. Lacey down and Emmel down. And I believe they called a foul on Kennedy Lacey.
Yeah, Kennedy leaving her feet there, making some contact with Emmel. Picks up only her first foul of the contest. Ashland winning that third quarter 17-11, weathering the tornado storm, if you will.
Bolin drives into the paint, got under there, almost had an and one opportunity, missed the layup.
It's going to be a foul there on Madison Hoffman. Hoffman, beside herself, did a really good job of moving her feet defensively. I didn't see anything from up here, but the ref had a better view than I did.
So Bolin to the line. She has 7. She's had a tough shooting day and misses that one. One more shot coming for the senior. One of their best defensive players as well. Shot good, so she has 8. 1 out of 2 on that trip.
Dover shooting 2 of 6 from the free throw line, 33%. Not capitalizing on those free throws.
Lacey isolates, drives, got fouled. 2 shots coming up. I think they got McHugh maybe. Will be her 3rd foul. Fourth quarter action, 41-24 Arrows. They're 4-0, the only unbeaten team in the OCC. Lacey rattles that one in and has 21 points.
Lacey doing a nice job from the free throw line this afternoon. She's a 50% free throw shooter on the year, which is kind of surprising with how talented of a basketball player she is. 6 of 6 today, though.
Percentage on the rise. She has 22 now, and it's a 19-point lead for the Arrows. Steal. That's Hoffman. And has her shot blocked by Bolin. The takeaway for Bolin. Now to Emmel. She pops from deep. That one is going to be grabbed by Story on the rebound. Lacey, quick pass to Tobias, got pushed from behind. No call on the contact and a takeaway. A steal there for Caitlin Sines of Dover.
Yeah, only 9 turnovers today for the Arrows, 3 here in the second half. Doing a good job of taking care of the basketball.
That has been a key today. There's been no question about that.
Yeah, big time discrepancy in that department. 21 for Dover.
Bolin keeps firing, cannot find it. Hoffman another rebound. Working through traffic. Lacey. Cox is posting up, and they'll get it to her. There's the left hand, can't finish on the front rim. Ball's on the floor. They'll call a foul. Let's see who gets the personal here. Looks like it'll be Cox. It'll be her 3rd.
Cameron just struggling to finish, getting some good looks down low, making nice moves in the post. Just seems to be, every attempt just seems to be short. She's only got 4 today. Doing a good job defensively with those 4 blocks, 4 rebounds for her as well. Just can't, struggling to finish in the post this afternoon.
One of those players, Aiden, that doesn't necessarily have to score big. Obviously, you take whatever you can get from the post, but she really contributes in all kinds of ways.
Yeah, Cameron's made great strides in her 4 years here as an Arrow, especially on the defensive end. Does a lot better job of staying out of foul trouble.
Menace is going to get fouled here. It'll go against Story.
Coach Holt wanted a travel there before the foul was called. Fortunately, not going to get her way.
That's going to be her 4th. And Tilburg will come in. Story will leave. Stay tuned. Coming up on our post-game show, we'll have plenty of post-game reaction for you, all the stats, a recap of this game as well. It's all brought to you by Janney of Mansfield. Savannah Blind, top of the key, and Boland finally knocks the 3-ball down. She has 11.
Gotta be careful. Still a lot of time left in this game for Dover to claw back if they can hit those threes, but Cameron Cox answers on the other end with a 2 of her own.
The Arrows just advanced the ball very quickly there. Cox now with 6. McHugh, Boland, top of the key, rattles out. Blind the rebound, back up, no, rebound to Hoffman.
Yeah, if that 3 would have fallen there for Dover, still would have been a 15-point game, but a little bit of momentum for them offensively.
Lacey wide open, knocks down the BB&C Car Care 3, and she has 25 points.
Kennedy Lacey not really known for her 3-point shooting. She shoots it at 45%. Kennedy Lacey always been a driver to score.
Festi off the mark, and there's Cox.
A big 3 there for Kennedy Lacey, and in run out here, Grace Tobias knocks it down.
Tobias now with 8 points. The Arrows in the hurry-up offense. They have their largest lead now, 50-27.
This looks completely opposite of what it did in that first half, especially in that first quarter. The Arrows have just taken control of this contest.
They've kind of shifted into a 2-3 zone now. McHugh misses. Menace, no, as that ball sticks between the glass and the iron.
Well,
these are always interesting situations in women's basketball and girls basketball. Nobody can jump up there to dislodge it.
Yeah, I bet Kennedy Lacey looks like she wants to try over there. If anyone could do it, Kennedy could.
Oh, John Torrey, come on. There you go. Took 2 tries.
Coach Reese, I mentioned he coached at Mansfield Senior. He coached a lot of highly competitive games. We saw a competitive game between Senior High and Ashland last night. Always been a big-time rivalry for the Arrows. He was on the end of a lot of wins and a lot of losses in that series. Great coach, though, for Senior High. Does a wonderful job in the black and white stripes.
Turnover as the pass is picked off by Emmel. 4:10 to go here in regulation. Well, Jason Hess on a postgame show last night, Aiden, said, hey, that was one of the biggest wins of his career.
No, I agree. I've been around the program for a long time, and I've seen a lot of games coached by Jason Hess. That was a huge win for Ashland. Mansfield was a big-time favorite in that contest, coming in at 4-1. The Arrows able to get a big-time win in the conference. It moved to 3-1 in the OCC and jump above Mansfield in the standings early on in the season.
Yeah.
Tell you what, another crazy thing about last night too. I've again been around this program for a long time. Both sides here at Ashland High School. I've never seen Jason Hess get a warning, and I was sitting down at the table calling the game last night on the radio. Jason Hess got a warning for going out on the court, asking the officials for some clarification as to who the free throw shooter should have been last night.
Menace hits both at the line. That was an odd situation, and he just couldn't get anybody's attention and kept kind of easing out a little more toward half court.
The one official had a short temper with Coach Hess last night, but I've still never seen Coach Hess pick up a technical. Coach Hess in attendance today watching this girls basketball team dominate the Tornadoes.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. Kennedy Lacey gets the friendly roll. Just 27 points. That matches her season high.
Should surpass that today. You think Coach Holt will probably take these starters out momentarily.
Cox grabs another rebound. Fires it up court to Hoffman. The runner not there, but Lacey grabs the rebound. Van Tilburg to Cox. We hit the 3-minute mark. Reverse layup and good.
Wow, nice finish there by Cameron Cox. Cameron Cox has struggled around the rim tonight, but a phenomenal move there. Reverse layup gets it to go. Grows this Ashland lead to 25.
54-29. Boland guarded by Lacey. Dover again, very young squad taking their lumps here, but they have 3 wins on the year, 2 of them in the conference. It's not going to work out for them today, but This is a developing unit. Caitlin Signs. McHugh open from 15. Not there. Hendershot with the rebound. That's her third. And the Arrows throw it away. Steal there for Bolin.
Turnover number 11 for Ashland.
2:05 to go. Lacey knocks the ball out of bounds. Front row. Wholesale substitutions now. This is the moment that Sid Suds waits on. 8 players coming in.
Yeah, Perry Ole over there at Sid Suds does a nice job with power washing.
Edgar, O'Brien, Henderson, Puckett. I believe Hendershot stays on. They hustle for the ball. Klasner comes up with the rebound for Dover. Feste misses the 3. Hendershot a rebound. I believe that's her 4th. Campbell O'Brien to Emma Puckett. There's Megan Ediger, who won the JV game with a late free throw. 54-29 the score. Turnover. This is Klasner, misses the layup. The rebound to Emma Puckett, but she lost it immediately. So we are in the final stages of regulation here. 1:19 to go. Benches have been emptied. Ediger for Ashland. Our next broadcast will be Tuesday night. The boys will be back here. Here's a bank shot from Coldwell Banker Ward Real Estate. Kaya Hendershot banks in a 3.
Kaya Hendershot doing a good job on the glass this afternoon. 4 rebounds for her, able to get into the scoring column.
57-29. We're under a minute to go. The boys will be back here on Tuesday against Lexington. Long 3-ball line drive, perfect by Savannah Blind. She has 7 points. Count that one for 3.
It's a big night on Tuesday night in Arrow Arena for Coach Hess and the squad. Obviously a lot of revenge to get against Lexington for that loss they handed us in football, the lone loss of the regular season for Coach Valentine. We'll actually have, as our Wickham and Hess pregame guest, defensive coordinator of the Ashland High School football team, Ryan Stackhouse, joining us. He's also the head men's track coach here at AHS.
We'll look forward to that on Tuesday. It's going to go down as an Ashland turnovers, knocked away. And Dover will take over, just 7 seconds left. Great day for Kennedy Lacey and the Arrows. She scores 27 for the 2nd consecutive day. Dover ball, one last shot for Bolin, top of the key, not there, and that's it. Successful afternoon for the Arrows as they stay in the ranks of the unbeaten. 57-32, your final score, a 25-point victory for the Ashland Arrows this afternoon. Stay tuned, our Janney postgame show is coming up. Plenty of postgame reaction, interviews with coaches and players, and we'll have it for you coming up after we take this time out on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life. with Bo Lacey Construction.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to Arrow Arena. It is a final. The Arrows win 57-32 over the visiting Dover Tornadoes. Ashland is now 7-0, 5-0 in OCC play, 5-0 here on their home court. Dover drops to 3-4 and 2-4 in conference play. Our Arrows postgame show brought to you by Janney and Mansfield, financial advice from experienced people you can trust. Check out Rich Story at Janney.com for all of your financial needs. Time for our post-game recap. It's brought to you by your hometown law leader, law offices of Andrew Bush, located right here in Ashland, Ohio. This game was tied 8-8 after the first quarter. Ashland then jumped out to a 24-12 lead. In fact, the game in the second quarter was tied at 12 as Ashland then ran off 14 consecutive points to take a 26-12 lead. That'll be our turning point of the game. We'll talk more about that in just a few moments. But Ashland then led 24-12 in the second quarter, 41-23 after 3 quarters, and a final of 57-32. Ashland's defense allowed single-digit points in 3 of the 4 quarters tonight. 8 in the first, only 4 in the second, 9 in the fourth. Dover had 11 in the third. Superlative defensive effort today for the Ashland Arrows in this big 25-point win. Time for our player of the game interview delivered by Truax Printing, your full-service commercial printing source in Ashland and Loudonville. TruaxPrinting.com. Senior guard Grace Tobias has joined us. Aiden, take it away.
Well, you talk about that stellar defensive effort, and part of the reason for that great defensive effort for this Arrows team all season long is due to the young lady to my right, Grace Tobias. A nice game for you, 8 points. You had a rebound, you had 3 steals, but a lot of the stuff that you do doesn't show up in the box score. So first off, what is it behind your defensive effort? Why do you go 100% every single time on defense?
I love it. I love defense. It's my favorite side of the ball. I love working on it in practice. I love pushing my teammates to be their best in defense and just kind of back off of what Coach always says, defense will win us the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it shows, obviously, you've got a really good player on your team offensively, so when you go up against her in practice, I'm sure that makes things tough for you.
Yeah, it's fun.
So Kennedy, obviously, with 27 points, you contribute 8. Cameron had a nice night offensively. You guys have such a balanced scoring attack. Kennedy Lacey, obviously, leading the team in scoring, but you're able to contribute 8 tonight. You guys got a big game on Monday against the Clear Fork team, and it's hard for you guys. It's hard for any team to know that they've got a game against an undefeated team coming up, to take care of business, take care of a game in front of them, obviously a conference game tonight. So what was the message from Coach Holt in the locker room before today's game?
To be perfect today, to work towards what we will achieve on Monday against a undefeated team, which we're both going in undefeated, so it'll be a good matchup for sure.
Yeah, and then obviously a slow first quarter for you guys offensively. What was the message again from Coach Holt in the huddle after that first quarter to get you guys going?
Push harder on defense, which will get us good offense. Because some of our shots weren't falling, which is okay, but if we work on defense, push the ball up, then the offense will just fall in our hands.
Yeah, and I think offensively, I don't have the shooting percentages, but I think you were 4 for 4 from the field with all those 8 points. Congratulations, you're the Truax Printing Player of the Game. You got a gift card to Applebee's right here. Good luck on Monday. Keep working hard on defense.
Thank you.
That's Grace Tobias.
All right, Grace Tobias. Aiden, thank you very much. Boy, what a nice game for her, and I think a great choice, sort of an unsung part of this offense. You have players like Tobias and Van Tilburg, Story, really do the dirty work out in the front court to play good defense. As you said, get assists and steals. It really helps to set up some of those easy opportunities in the fast break for players like Hoffman and Lacey.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so impressive. Obviously, what Kennedy Lacey does, you know, scoring 27 points, it seems like she can score 27 points whenever she wants, right? Doing it multiple times now this year. But to have 8 points from Grace Tobias, Cameron Cox contributing quite a few. I mean, Cece Sturry knocking down a 3, Kaya Hendershot knocking down a 3, Madison Hoffman able to score when she wants to score. It's so hard to defend this Ashland team because we talked about the other night against Madison, it was Madison Hoffman who stepped up big time to help Kennedy in the offensive effort. Today it was Grace Tobias and Cameron Cox. So it could be literally anyone on any given night for Coach Holt's team.
Well, we talked about the turning point of the game. It's built by Bo Lacey Construction. Experience you can trust, done right on time. Again, the turning point was that 14-0 run in the second quarter that turned a 12-12 game into a 26-12 Ashland lead. A lot of players contributing during that run. That was our turning point of the game. The Arrows never looked back on that, and they cruised to a 57-32 victory. Coach Holt has joined our post-game show for some post-game thoughts. Aiden, take it away.
Coach, obviously a nice win anytime you can defeat a conference team. Dover gave you guys a challenge early on. What did you guys see after that first quarter in an 8-8 tie?
Dover's a really good coached team. I mean, they're physical, they're just tough, and we'll see that when we go down to New Philly too. They're just tough schools that joined our conference. I'm glad we responded though. So they were beating us down low, you know, they started posting us up and backing us down, and we responded well with kicking out and running.
Yeah, they out-rebounded you guys by 5 in the first half. You guys were able to pull in 26 rebounds, but I think the story of the game for you guys defensively was you guys forced 21 turnovers, 18 turnovers in the first half. They averaged 18 turnovers a game, so you guys wreaked havoc defensively. Talk about your team's defensive effort. I mean, you've seen it all season long, but especially today, you faced adversity early on. How did the defense propel you to this victory today? Well,
I actually told him yesterday, I said, you know, we've all had an off shooting night, and that happens with basketball, but you can never be off defensively, and that's all hard. And I loved our defense in the first half, and I don't think it would have been the game it was without our defense. And we've been working on it. There's still a lot to work on with it, but I loved how we responded.
Obviously, you held Dover to 32. They averaged 45 a night, and you might not know this, you guys held them to single-digit points in 3 of the 4 quarters. So phenomenal effort from your defense. Obviously, everyone knows what's coming up for this team, right? You got a big game on Monday. Clear Fork not in the OCC. They used to be, so easy to kind of look over an opponent, and as a coach, as a team, you don't want to do that. What's the initial impression of what you guys are going to see on Monday over in the Valley?
Well, it was one game at a time. We had to take care of business today, especially with the big OCC matchup here. But Clear Fork, undefeated team, great program. Scott does a really good job down there. I think it's just going to be 2 good teams ready to battle out, and who can hit shots down the stretch.
Yeah, and I think you probably talk about this a lot with Chris. I've never really got the chance to do this with you, but you guys have such a balanced offensive scoring attack. Now, obviously, Kennedy Lacey does what she does, 27 points today, averaging 21 coming into the game. But, like, for example, the other night against Madison, it was Madison Hoffman. Madison doesn't have the best offensive day today. Grace Tobias with 8 points, Cameron Cox with 8 points contributing for you guys. So what is it about this team that, like Kennedy Lacey's going to drive, everyone's going to crash on her, and then it leaves the Cece Sturrys, the Josie Van Tilburgs, the Madison Hoffmans open for 3?
I'm glad all of them are on my team, and it's easy to coach. You can't just stop one player, and that's a tough team that reminds me of my days back at AU. You know, who are you going to guard and who's going to catch fire? It's any given night, so it's fun. They have fun with it, but like I keep telling them, you got to bring the defense.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, congratulations. A 57-32 victory over Dover. You guys advanced to 7-0, 5-0 in the OCC. Obviously a target on your guys' back going through this second half of the season, if you will, as we approach the halfway point. Congratulations on the win, and good luck on Monday.
Thank you.
That's Coach Holt.
All right, Aiden. Coach Holt, thank you very much. What a day they had out here on their home court today against the Dover Tornadoes, running down the individual scoring. Madison Hoffman, 8 points, 3 boards. Josie Van Tilburg, a couple of rebounds. Our player of the game, Grace Tobias, 8 points, and just had a phenomenal day defensively. Emma Puckett had a rebound late. Kennedy Lacey, 27.7 rebounds, just filled up the stat sheet today, just had a phenomenal game, matched her season high, and is now up at 877 career points unofficially. Marley Kaya Hendershot had 3 points, 4 rebounds. CC Story grabbed 3 boards, 3 points, had an assist. And Cameron Cox, 8 points and 6 rebounds in today's game, as well as 4 block shots in the game. I think she finished with 4, unless she snuck another one in there, but led the team defensively in that department today. For Dover, they were led by the 11 points of Ansley Bolin. She had a tough shooting day, finished in double figures with 11. Olivia McHugh, 6. Jenna Festi at 5 points. Savannah Blind, 7 off the bench. And 2 points for Maddie Minnis. They had trouble finding offense today as this suffocating Ashland defense took a toll, and they win it 57-32. We need our play of the game today. Aiden, any thoughts?
Yeah, so it was a really tight game there, obviously, in that first quarter. Early in that second quarter, CC Sturry hit a big-time three-pointer in the corner, to kind of get the offense going for Ashland. They went on to win that second quarter 16-4, went into the locker room with a 24-12 lead. So CC Sturry's three-pointer in that second quarter, the turning point of the game, built by Bo Lacey Construction.
Yeah, I think that actually made the game 12-12. They did not hit a 3 during that 14-0 run, but that 3 by Sturry was nothing but net, pure shot, tied it at 12. That ignited that rally.
Yeah, CC Sturry's her older brother, Grayson Sturry, also wore 24 for the Ashland Arrows. He hit a lot of big-time threes, so must just run in the bloodline over there at the Sturry house.
Well, that's going to wrap it for our Janney postgame show. Thanks again to Grace Tobias and Coach Renee Holt for stopping by and sharing some thoughts with us on the postgame. Again, our next broadcast is coming up on Tuesday night. The boys will be here against Lexington. Aiden, you and I will have the call on that one. It'll be around a 7:30 game. We'll have all the pregame coverage starting right around 7:15 or so, depending on the progress of the JV game. But this one was fun. Great to work with you today, Aiden. We'll see you on Tuesday night.
A big game on Tuesday. Let's take down the Minutemen.
All right. Special thanks to Brandon Gunder. A job well done at the controls. Congratulations again to the Ashland Arrows. Now David Wilson saying goodbye from Arrow Arena. Once again, the final score this afternoon in girls varsity action. It was the Ashland Arrows 57 and the Dover Tornadoes 32. You've been watching Ashland Arrows basketball on YouTube on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving.